Assalamualaikum guys, this is Sam here and welcome to Sam's Literary Loot. So today we have an interesting video about a topic, so let's get it started. So guys, today I am explaining about Old English literature. So basically this period of Old English literature spans from the 5th century to 1066. This was the time when England was settled by the Anglo-Saxons and Jutes. The literature of this era was written in a language known as Old English, which is very difficult from today's English and often difficult for modern speakers to understand that. So these writings from this period are mostly preserved in manuscripts which were written by hand. The second part of this Old English literature, its main key characteristics like Old English literature has some very important points that make it very unique. Number one, we have oral tradition, which is initially these stories and poems were passed down verbally from one generation to the next. Later, they were written down for this reason, like alliteration, words beginning with the same sound, like we have an example, fierce fighting was often used to make them easier to remember. Second characteristic is heroic poetry. Like a large part of this literature is heroic poetry, which narrates tales of bravery, battles, and valor. The purpose of these poems were to glorify tribes and their leader. Then we have the third key characteristic, which is religious influence. Like after the spread of Christianity, the influence of the Roman Catholic Church deepened in this literature. Many poems and prose were written on religious themes, such as stories from Bible, the lives of saints, and their spiritual poems. Okay, so then we have the fourth one, key characteristic, which is lyrical poetry. This also includes poems about human emotions, such as sadness, their sorrows, and their loneliness. Okay, so now we have to look forward for its major and famous works. So, some of the most important and famous examples of Old English literature are number one, we have Beowulf. So, guys, this is the most important and the major epic poem of this era. Like, it tells the story of a brave Swedish hero who just fights two monsters, Grendel and his mother and the dragon. This poem's themes are heroism, like about fate and the struggle against evils. Then we have the second major work, which is Cadmon's Hymn. This is a short but very important poem. It was written by a cowherd named Cadmon, who is said to have received the ability to compose this poem in a dream. It is an excellent religious example of Anglo-Saxon poetry at that time. Third one, we have The Wanderer. This is a lyrical poem that tells the sad story of a lonely individual. He wanders in search of like a new place and a new purpose after the destruction of his tribe. This poem deals with the themes of loneliness and human mortality. Then we have last but not least the Exeter book. Basically, this is an important manuscript that contains many poems. Like in addition to The Wanderer, it also includes poems like The Seafarer and The Room, which are about the feeling aspect of life and things that have been destroyed. So now let's move to its summary. So, Old English literature is the foundation upon which the entire structure of English literature is built. The literature of this period was not just about bravery and religious beliefs, but also provides a glimpse into human emotions and natural scenery. So, I hope this explanation was helpful. If you would like to know about any other specific book or writer, feel free to ask and like, subscribe to my channel. Till then, take care. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.